Here are about 50 questions from real estate national exam. From 100, just 50 questions, about 50. Here we go. Question 1. In preparing for variable expenses in a property management budget, the property manager should set up a what? Right answer. Cash reserve funds. So cash reserve funds must be set up in a case of property management budget, okay? The preparing for variable expenses in a property management budget. Variable expenses in a property manager budget. The property manager should set up a cash reserve fund. Next question. What is final step of the real estate appraisal process in which the appraiser weighs each appraisal approach and determines which one is most relevant and should be used? Right answer. Reconciliation, okay? Determines which one is most relevant and should be used. It's reconciliation. Next question. State law differs on whether a buyer is entitled to know about, and the answer is a suicide that occurred in the house last year. Okay? So about if there happens some suicide last year in a house, that must be told, okay? Next question. Which of the following is a physical characteristic of real estate? Answer. Indestructibility. Indestructibility is right answer, okay? Which of the following is a physical characteristic of real estate? Indestructibility is a physical characteristic of real estate. Next question. An individual owned 3 acres of land. When she sold 1 acre to her friend, she received for herself and family an appurtenant easement over the friend's land for ingress and egress. The friend's land is what? Answer on this question is the servient tenement. It serves something, okay? The servient tenement. The friend's land is servient tenement. Next question. The fact there is a limited amount of land on earth represents what essential element of value? Scarcity. The answer is scarcity. The fact there is a limited amount of land on the earth represents the essential element of scarcity. Of value, scarcity. Next question. All of the following will void an offer except, answer is, an offer from a third party. Okay, if there is an offer from the third party, it will not void an offer. So again, question, all of the following will void an offer except an offer from third party. Next question. A legal way to dissolve the relationship when the parties don't voluntarily agree to its termination is called partition. Okay? So partition, what is partition called? A legal way to dissolve the relationship when the parties do not voluntarily agree to its termination is called partition. When there is no voluntary agreement, where there is no agreement voluntarily, okay? But the relationship must be dissolved. We call it partition. A legal way to dissolve the relationship when the parties don't voluntarily agree to its termination is called partition. Not parceling out, not divorce, not disbursement, but partition. Next question. By which of the following can you not lose title to your property involuntarily? Answer is dedication. By dedication, you cannot lose title to your property involuntarily. Involuntarily. We talk about the case when you can lose or keep your title. So again, by which of the following can you not lose title to your property involuntarily? And the right answer is dedication. Next question. What is best defined as document in which a property owner contracts with a real estate agent find a buyer for a owner's property? So what is best defined as a document? We talk about the document. What is it best defined as? And the right answer is listing agreement. Listing agreement. So what is best defined as a document in which the property owner contracts with a real estate agent to find a buyer for owner's property? This kind of document is named as listing agreement. Next question. Most real estate sales contracts include contingency clauses, making them what? Voidable. If real estate sales contract includes contingency clauses, it makes the contract voidable. Not void, but voidable. Okay? Contingency clauses, not good. It makes contract voidable. Next question. What is agency responsible for the enforcement of the Fair Housing Act? So what is the agency responsible for the enforcement of the Fair Housing Act? Right answer here is the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Okay, what is the agency? So they're asking the name of the agency, which is responsible for the enforcement of the Fair Housing Act. And the name of this department is Department of Housing. Name of this agency is Department of Housing and Urban Development. So Department of Housing and Urban Development is the agency which is responsible for the enforcement of the Fair Housing Act. Next question. Who dictates trust account and when to deposit earnest money or other trust funds? Right answer, state-specific license law. State-specific license law dictates trust accounts when to deposit earnest money or either trust funds. Okay? State-specific license law. State-specific license law. Who dictates trust accounts, who dictates trust accounts, and when to deposit earnest money or other trust funds? State-specific license law. Next question. Usually, the appraiser is hired by the lender. The lender hires the appraiser. Usually, the appraiser is hired by the lender. Right answer is the lender. Okay? Next question. According to the do not call list and established business relationship EBR rules, how many months does a company have to call the customer if they made an inquiry with the company? And the right answer is here 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. 3 months attached do not call list thing, according to the do not call list. Established business relationship rules, how many months does a company have to call the customer if they made an inquiry with the company? 3 months. Not 18, not 6, not indefinitely, but 3 months. 3 months. Next question. A seller made a counter offer and gave 3 days for acceptance. A seller made a counter offer and gives 3 days for acceptance. The very next day, the seller receives better offer, which they want to accept. And I don't blame. It's a better offer. And the seller, which has already made the counter offer, wants to accept the new offer the seller receives. What is the first step the seller should make? And the right answer is here, withdraw the counter offer. Withdraw the counter offer first. This is the right answer. All other answers are wrong. For example, nothing, since the seller already made a counter offer. It's wrong. Withdraw a offer. No, it's wrong. Signs a new offer. No, it's wrong. But withdraw the counter offer is right answer. The first of all the seller must do is withdraw the counter offer. Next question here. A married couple intend to purchase property, but only if they can qualify for a mortgage loan at a reasonable rate. The qualification is, and the answer is, a contingency. A contingency. Qualification, because they don't know if they're going to qualify. It is condition that if they're going to qualify for the loan at a reasonable rate, they would make the purchase. But the fact itself, if they're going to be qualified, it's not a fact, but it's contingency. Contingency, no certainty. No certainty. That's what contingency means. So the qualification is contingency. Next question. Which of the following legal concepts requires real estate listing to be in written? Which of the following legal concept requires real estate listing to be in written? And the right answer is statute of frauds. Statute. It's like a statute, the written statute of frauds. The statute of fraud is a legal concept. Statute of fraud requires that the listing to be in a written form. Written, not verbal. Next question. Which of the following situation would a percentage lease be most commonly used in? And the right answer is shopping center. Shopping center. Shopping center is the one where percentage lease must be most commonly used. Not apartments, not townhouses, not government-owned properties, but shopping centers, okay? Which of the following situations would a percentage lease be most commonly used in? Shopping center is the right answer. Next question. Which of the following are the main participants in a real estate market? And then right answer is users, owners, renters, developers, renovators, and facilitators. Facilitators, okay? So, which of the following are the main participants in a real estate market? Users, owners, renters, developers, renovators, and facilitators. Other answers were like players, buyers, facilitators, something. No, not right. Buyers, sellers, investors, and facilitators. No, investor. No, not investor. Okay. Buyers, sellers, and investors. No. So the right answer here is you. Hold on. The right answer here is users, right? Owners. Users, owners, renters, developers, renovators, and facilitators. Next question. A contract may include a clause that limits the amount of money to which the seller is entitled in the case the buyer breaches the contract. What is this called? Liquidated damages. This is called the liquidated damages when there is a clause in a contract that limits the amount of the money which to which the seller is entitled. The seller is entitled in case the buyer breaches the contract. It is a liquidated damage. This is called the liquidated damage when the seller is entitled in the case the buyer breaches the contract. Next question. What is the difference between a lease option contract and a lease purchase contract? The question is, what is the difference between a lease option contract and lease purchase contract? And the right answer is here. The difference between a lease option and lease purchase agreement is that the lease option only obligates the seller to sell. Lease option only obligates the seller to sell. So the answer I marked there, which was wrong, was like a lease option contract and lease purchase contract are the same. No, it's not the same. There is difference. And the difference is the difference between the lease option and the lease purchase agreement is that the lease option only obligates the seller to sell. Lease option obligates the seller to sell. Next question. As a general rule of thumb, all written offers must be, the answer here is, presented to the seller. All offers, doesn't matter, 100 offers, million offers, must be presented to the seller. And the offer must be written offer, okay? Written. It must be written, not verbal. Okay, all the written offers must be presented to the seller. So seller must know how many offers are there. Okay, next question. Which term refers to the packaging of a number of mortgage loans for sale in the secondary mortgage market by a financial institution or mortgage broker who originates the loans? The answer is here, warehousing. Warehousing is the right answer. The wrong answers are packaging, and it can trick you. It did to me. Okay, packaging. No, not right. Warehousing is the right answer. Mortgage, fusing was another option. Mortgage, melding. Nah, not melding, not fusing. Warehousing. So, warehousing is the right answer for the question, which sounded like this. Which terms refers to the packaging of a number of the mortgage loans for sale in the secondary mortgage market by a financial institution or the mortgage broker who originated the loans. Warehousing, right? Okay. Next question. What is the procedure used by public or private entity with the powers granted to take privately owned real estate? The name of this procedure is condemnation. Condemnation is procedure. Next question. Altering a written document by improperly signing someone else's name to an instrument is what? Answer. Forgery. Okay? Forgery. So what is forgery? Forgery is altering a written document by improperly signing someone else's name to an instrument. Okay? Is forgery. Next question. Is crossing out part of the printed contract allowed and legally enforceable? Answer. Yes. Yes, legally enforceable if both parties agree, but it must still be readable. So it is legal, okay? Yes, legally enforceable if both parties agree, but it must be still be readable. Must be clearly readable, we got it. Next question. Upon payment and delivery of the deed, the seller should also deliver what? Can be quite complex or quite simple, depending on the type of real estate transaction. So, question. Upon payment and delivery of the deed, the seller should also deliver what? And the answer is the bill of sale. The bill of sale can be delivered upon payment and delivery of the deed. It can be delivered the bill of sale also. Next question. Which situation is legal under the Federal Fair Housing Act of 1968? Right answer is the insistence of widowed woman on renting her spare bedroom only to another woman. Again, the question is, which situation is legal under the Federal Fair Housing Act of 1968? The right answer here is the insistence of widowed woman on renting her spare bedroom only to another woman. Next question. When an asset is pledged as collateral to secure a loan, what is it called? Answer here is hypothecation. Hypothecation is the answer for the question, which sounds, when the asset is pledged as collateral to secure a loan, what is it called? Hypothecation. 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 Next question. What is a test done to locate where to place a septic system? The test name is a percolation test. Percolation test, okay? Percolation test is about septic system. Next question. Typically, a trust is a three-party relationship. Three-party relationship. You know, there was number 3 as a right answer, as a 3 months. About, if you remember, the question was about for how many months more, if there is inquiry done made, do not call list, okay? There was 3 months. It is a three-party relationship is what? Trust. Typically, a trust is a three-party relationship. Next question. Using a trust typically has advantages and disadvantages. One of the main advantages of land trust are, answer here is, that the actual property owner can remain anonymous. So, the main advantage of land trust is that the actual property owner can remain anonymous. Next question. In a typical real estate market, if the demand for commercial office space declines and the supply of office space also declines at the same ratio, market rent per square foot should remain the same. Why? So both of them declines. So demand for commercial office space declines, and plus the supply of office space also declines. Quit. Okay? Remains the same. The market rent per square feet should remain the same. Remain the same. Next question. Who is most likely to win a suit for specific performance? The buyer. The buyer. My answer was, which was wrong, the seller. No. Seller will lose in this case. In the case of specific performance. Hold on, the seller, if we remember right, can win when we about the liquidated damages, I think. But specific performance, it's a buyer. The buyer will most likely win the suit for the specific performance. The buyer will most likely win the case, the suit, for specific performance. Buyer, specific performance. Next question. What is the illegal action or practice of lending money at unreasonable high rates of interest? So what is the illegal action? The right answer is usury. So usury. Again, question is, what is the illegal action or practice of lending money at unreasonable high rates of interest? Usury. Usury is not good. Next question. If a buyer refuses to go ahead with a purchase of property which he has signed a contract, what usually happens to the earnest money? Right answer here is it is kept by the seller only. My wrong answer was it is split between the escrow company and the seller. No, the other wrong answers here are it is kept by the buyer, it is kept by the escrow company. No, those are wrong. The right answer is it is kept by the seller, only seller. Seller keeps the earnest money. Earnest money is kept by seller only. Seller. Next question. Which of the following real estate contracts is a service contract? Again, which of the following real estate contracts is a service contract? And the right answer here is a listing agreement. Listing agreement is a service contract. Listing agreement is a service contract. Service contract is a listing agreement. Next question. What is the government issued plan to guide the long-term physical development of the particular area? The master plan. Right answer is the master plan is government issued plan to guide the long-term physical development of the particular area. Okay? The master plan. It's government issued plan to guide the long-term physical development of the particular area. Next question. Market value is, the answer is the price the property is sold for or an estimate of the present property plus future potential. So, market value is described like the price the property is sold for or an estimate of the present property plus future potential. That is a market value. Next question. The owner of condominium has the use of many facilities there, including a pool. Under the typical condominium agreement, the facilities are owned by, the answer is here, all the condominium owners in the form of percentage undivided interests. Okay? The answer is all the condominium owners in the form of percentage undivided interests. Okay? The facilities are owned by all the condominium owners. The facilities are owned by all the condominium owners in the form of percentage in undivided interest. Percentage undivided interest. Next question. The term licensee is commonly used in real estate law. A licensee is just a real estate agent. The licensee is just a real estate agent. Okay? Licensee is real estate agent. Next question. A housing development advertising its units being only available to people over 55 is what? The right answer here is legal if 80% of the residents are the age 55 or older. It's legal if 80% of the residents are the age 55 or older. So it is legal. It is legal. Next question. Amendments and addendum are essentially the same thing, correct? Choose the best answer. So the best answer is incorrect. It is incorrect. An amendment typically changes terms of the contract. An addendum adds terms to the contract. Okay? Even the word addendum, which is add, it just adds the terms to the contract. In the case of addendum, the contract wouldn't be changed. It's gonna be just the terms will be added here. But in the case of amendment, the contract typically will be changed. So the contract's terms of the contract will be changed in the case of amendment. All right, but the addendum just adds the terms to the contract. The next question. Economic life is the length of time during which a piece of property may be put to profitable use. Economic life is usually shorter than physical life. So that's the right answer. The economic life is usually shorter than physical life. It's shorter than physical life because economy changes time after time. Okay? It can be changed very soon. All right? So usually economic life is shorter than physical life. Next question. Appraiser Larry has a set of special purpose and public service buildings like schools, churches, and post offices, which he needs to appraise. Which approach to value would Larry, the appraiser, choose to complete the task? The right answer here is cost approach. Cost approach means how much it will cost right now to build up that kind of building. For example, how big the church is, for example, how big the school is, That is a cost approach. So you gotta choose cost approach. Cost approach. The appraiser, Larry, should choose the cost approach. Next question. Okay, the question here is, let's say, two agents from different brokerages get together somewhere in a coffee shop, and the subject of the commissions come up, and the agent began to compare their commission rates. What should one of the agent, licensee, salesperson, for example, named Steve, do? So you know what Steve should do in this case when the subject of the commissions come up? He should say, advise the other agent this could constitute a violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act. Sherman Antitrust Act can be violated. Next question. Often required for mortgages, property insurance for a home is commonly called just the homeowner insurance, okay? The other answers here were like ownership insurance, property tax insurance. No, those were wrong answers. My wrong answer was property tax insurance, which was wrong. The right one is homeowners insurance. So often required for mortgages, property insurance for a home is commonly called just a homeowners insurance. That's it, homeowners insurance. Next question. Actually, that's all. Now, just go pass that exam, okay? Just go and do it. Good luck.